Let's have a chat today about the number one reason why people quit this industry. So, have you ever started in this industry, a business of social selling, network marketing, and then suddenly they're just gone? They were excited and they wanted to join their business. They wanted to build their business, and then suddenly they're just they're AWOL and they're not even answering your messages. And yeah, you just don't know why. So there is a very obvious reason why people quit this industry and quit your team, and there's a not so obvious answer. And I want to tackle both. When I get to the obvious answer, you need to stay with me because although it's a very obvious answer, there are multiple layers to that obvious answer that you really need to understand. So if this was easy, everyone would do it because residual income is where it's at. Like it's what you want to achieve. It's why we basically, put up with everything that we do in this industry. It's for the goal of residual income. Would you agree? Like put the number one down below if you agree. Like you would love to have residual income coming in for the rest of your life for the work that you're doing now. There's nothing like residual income. This is one of the smartest business models in social selling and network marketing, but it does get a bad rap. Why does it get a bad rap? Is because people start it, they're exciting, but for some reason it doesn't work for them. And I'll tell you why. And then they give up and then they blame the industry. They blame the business model where it's not actually the business model. It's not actually, yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that. So if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. I'm of service to our amazing online crew community here of home-based business owners, direct sellers, social sellers, in network marketing, and you want to leverage social media with modern strategies, systems that duplicate so you can build a thriving team. That's what we all want, don't we? The problem with the industry is that a lot of people don't make it. And that's what I want to talk about today as to why they don't make it. Okay. So if you are joining me live, say hello. Let me know you're here so I can give you a shout out. Hello, Dean. Great to see you here. Yep, several. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Hello to those of you on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, etc. So the obvious answer is that people don't have enough leads. And I've seen a lot of trainings like the number one reason why people, quit the industry is they don't have enough leads. Yes, that's correct. If you're not going to get any new customers or have any people join your team, if you don't have any leads to talk to, you don't have any prospects to talk to. That's correct, isn't it? So that's kind of like the obvious answer of why people could, quit the industry is they don't have enough leads. So yes, it is something that you need to pay attention to, and you want to have more prospects. You want to have more leads to talk to. As long as you've got people to talk to about your products or your business opportunity, then your business will probably grow. That's kind of the obvious answer that people will talk about and train about, and it's true. You need leads. Your goal is to get leads on social media. Okay. So yes, that's the obvious answer. Here's the not so obvious answer, which is kind of is an obvious answer, but there's many layers to it. So stay with me. But the not so obvious answer as to why people will quit your team and quit this industry is one word. And stay with me here because you go, oh, is that all she's talking about? There's many layers to this. It's confidence. It's the lack of confidence. So let's just talk through this for a second. So if you have absolute confidence and utmost confidence in your products, you'd talk about them, wouldn't you? Tick. If you have absolute confidence in the business model, the team, the company that you've joined, like you absolutely love it, you're so confident about it, and the team that you're working with, you would talk about it, would you not? Of course you would. If you had absolute confidence in network marketing, the industry of network marketing, you wouldn't be shy to talk about it, would you? If you had the utmost confidence, like when people are confident about things, that they will talk about it with ease and flow. Okay. And if somebody's confident about what they're doing, why they're doing it, where they're headed, their product experience, the team that they're working with, all those kind of things, if they're absolute oozing with confidence, they will talk about it. When you're happy to talk about it, you talk about it in person and you will talk about it on social media. Like it'll just come with ease and flow. So why do people leave your team and leave this industry is one of those areas, if not multiple areas, somebody doesn't have confidence in. So if you're not confident about your products, you won't talk about them. If you don't have confidence in the company, there's little things that you are annoyed about or that are not working, like it could be shipping, it could be pricing, it could be this and that. But if you're not confident in the company and where it's headed and what it's doing, you won't talk about it. If you're not confident with the team that you're working in, like your upline doesn't support you, you don't have regular team calls, you don't have regular training, like you don't have confidence with the people that you're working with, it'll hold you back. And if you don't have confidence in yourself and your abilities to work in this industry, like you don't back yourself and you don't come from a place of I can do this, like however long it takes. I'm here for the long term, not the short term. We're not here for a quick money fix. We're here for the long term. I can do this. I know I can do this. Like when you come from that place, you won't be afraid to put social media content out there because you'll be confident in what you're doing and what you're selling and the company that you're with and all of that kind of stuff. Am I making sense? Put a number 2 down below if you're kind of hearing me when I'm sort of sharing this with you. Because if you've got team members that have a lack of confidence in any one of those areas, it will hold them back. When people are holding back and they're not confident, they won't post. They won't put stuff in their stories. They will overthink every piece of content that they're putting out there. It will literally stop them in their own tracks. So guess what the flow-on effect of that is? There's no leads. The obvious one. So if you're not putting social media content out there in your stories and posts and reels and, it doesn't feel good, it feels a little bit awkward, it feels forced, it doesn't align with you. There's something in your tummy that's like, oh, I know I should post, but I don't know, because they lack confidence in themselves or the products or, whatever it is. You as an upline have to help your team members work out if they're not doing the do, which area of those, if not all areas, are they not confident in? So this is the part where how you fix it. Am I making sense? So what are they not, like if somebody's not posting, they're avoiding it. They're not doing reels, they're not doing stories, they're not doing posts, they're not showing up for their business. They're not even showing up for their business in person, let alone online. The questions you need to ask are around, their thoughts and feelings and beliefs around each one of those areas. So get to the bottom of it. Is it a product-based thing? Have they not had their own product story yet? Is it a company thing? Is there something that they're not happy about with the company that just doesn't sit well with them? Is it a team thing? Are they feeling not supported? Do you not have regular calls and team meetings and stuff like that? Or is it actually in themselves as a person? Like, is there something lacking? Do they not like? And this is the stuff that you have to dig deep with your team with, because they won't give you the real reason. They will give you excuses. I'm too busy. I've got too much on. It's Christmas. It's New Year's. I've got family sleeping over. I've got to do all this cooking. I've got to do all this baking. I've got to do all these things. That's what you'll hear on the surface level. What's the real reason that people are not posting and not doing it is they don't feel confident about one of those areas that I've just mentioned. But they're not going to know that. They might not even recognize that until you have a proper conversation with them about what is it really that's holding them back. Ask them. So, what's your experience with the product? Which products are you using at the moment? So how's your experience been with that? Like, you need to ask and you need to dig deep. So how has that made you feel? Oh, well, I haven't really had any results on the products yet. If that's what they tell you, there is no confidence in that they're going to shout to the rooftops about the products because they haven't had that product story themselves. It's like, okay, well, let's try another product that might be better suited to you. So share with me a little bit more about, like, you've got to work on that. Maybe it's the business model. Maybe it's what you're doing as a team. Maybe it's a training that they're lacking. They just don't feel confident in doing a story or a reel or a post or whatever. They have no way of putting like a good post together, and they worry about that. It's like, well, I don't know how to write. I don't know. Like they might not tell you straight off, I don't know how to write a proper post for social media. They're not going to tell you that. They might not even recognize that themselves. You need to ask those questions. So how do you feel about, let's start a new posting strategy for you. What about this, this, and this? Have you got any concerns about doing that? Is there anything that would stop you executing this 7-day plan that I can give you to work with? So in our team, we have a 40-day plan. All they need to do is open up their phone and they get a text message every day for 40 days about what to post. I just did a training in the coaching community just yesterday, which was a 7-day plan for any one of you, no matter what company you're in, and you could recycle that 7 days and start again. So you got 14 days and 21 days, etc. You could do that, and you could give my plan to your team in your company and execute that. So you could work with the team member and go, here's a very simple plan that I got from Helen Martin's coaching community training. Have a look at that. Do you think you could do that? And, you have a conversation around that. And then you ask the question, is there anything that you could perceive would stop you executing this 7-day plan? Let's just start with 7 days. Have a look at what, the guidelines are here. Talk about them a bit and say to them, is there anything that would stop you doing this every day for 7 days? Because I'm going to keep you accountable. And you stay close to them. When somebody can follow a very small plan and get it done, do you realize how much that can boost somebody's confidence? Because they had a win. So you give somebody a 7-day plan. They actually execute that for 7 days. You have that conversation with them. Let's not worry about engagement. Let's not worry about, reactions or comments. Let's just get you into a flow of posting and feeling more confident, more confident with getting your story out there. Getting you into a better habit of putting out content every day. Let's just concentrate on that and less on this. What do you think? You get their agreement, and then you keep them accountable to it. So then it's like, okay, day 1, we're doing this. Like just 7 days. Just start people small. Get them doing something that they're going to feel good about. I was like, yay, you posted it. Like, remember, we're not over analyzing the engagement or the results. We're just getting the job done for now, because it takes consistency. You need to share this stuff over and over and over again for people to actually reach out to you. So we might not get much engagement for now, but if you get into a good routine with this 7 days and you just repeat the 7 days, then over time with your consistency, people are going to start to trust you and your story and your message, and that's where your customers and your leads are going to come from. So see how you can work with a team member on a very small kind of plan to give them a little bit of a win. And it might just be a posting win. It might not be a results win, a customer win, or a team member win, because we need to be realistic. It takes time for your audience to trust you. And if you've got a new team member that doesn't have any influence, doesn't have a network of people that are hanging off their every word, they've got only 300 friends on Facebook or 500 friends, the algorithm isn't going to see send their content to many people anyway. And if there's no trust or influence in that niche area, let's say they're selling a health and wellness product, but they've never really talked about health and wellness before, they're literally not going to get much engagement because people aren't used to them talking about that. So you need to set the scene and set realistic expectations for your team member about how long this actually takes to build the know, like, and trust factor. Are you with me? So it's your job as an upline to help build their confidence in the smallest little things. When people feel confident, they'll do more. And if somebody's not posting, they're not doing something, they're telling you they're busy. They're telling you that they're, whatever's going on in their life. But I'm telling you, when somebody feels really confident about something, they'll find a way to talk about it, and they'll openly share about it, and they'll be pleased to share about it because they just feel so good about it. So that's the real reason why people don't share, is because there's something they don't feel confident about. Is this helpful to those of you that are listening? And even if you're on the replay, put the word helpful if this is helpful for you to listen to, with knowing kind of how to nurture your team. So that's how you can help on a more one-on-one basis with anybody you bring into your business. The other thing that's really important, this is where I say there's multiple layers. Like, it could be a product issue. It could be a business, like a company issue. It could be like a team issue. It could be a pricing issue. It could be like, what are their barriers? And you need to ask really good quality questions to get to the actual objection, to learn about what they're really not confident in, because I guarantee you they won't tell you off the top of their head, and they may not even know what it is off the top of their head that's stopping them in this track. So that's your job, to ask, the better quality questions to get to that. But the other thing is, you nurturing somebody and giving them the guidance doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go and take the action. And this is where you need to encourage them to stay connected to the community. A lot of us are in this industry for not only what we're doing for ourselves product wise and earning an income for ourselves and leaving a legacy for our family. Yeah, all of that is great. But a lot of, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. What was I getting at? I got a distraction. Do any of you have that app on your phone? Like, I've got my phone on Instagram over here, and we've got an app on our phone with our family. It's called Life 360, so you can tell when your family are. Important for teenage kids, let me tell you. But when somebody comes home and leaves again, you get a notification on your phone. So I've just had a notification pop up on Instagram here that Paul has come home and left home, and like, it's totally thrown me. So what was I going to say? Anyway, does that make you laugh? Like, don't ever overthink going live. Can I tell you, like, I make massive mistakes and get thrown and lose my train of thought, and it just does it not just make you realize that I'm just a real person with the same issues that you do when you go live. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Now I'm overthinking what I was. Anyway, let me just get back on track. It's not only like how you nurture the person. Like, a lot of us are in network marketing. Oh, that's where I was. A lot of us are in this industry and stay in this industry because of the community of the people that we work with. Can you resonate with that? Like, a lot of you that have been in a team and working with a team, like, you probably love your team. So you love the people that you work with. You respect them. You love getting together in person. You love going to conferences and hugging people and having a real conversation. Like, there's a huge sense of community that comes with this industry. And that's why a lot of people stay in this industry, because that sense of community and belonging and relationships. I know I do. Like, there are people in my online world, in my network marketing team, that I've got their back and I know they've got mine. And some of them I've never met in person, but it's a sense of community, even if it's online. And I know when we get together how special it is. So you need new team members to be connected with the community, not just you. So if you have new team members that are not turning up to team calls, they're not connecting in with the vision and the mission and the broader, the broader scope of what you're actually achieving as a company and who you're helping and what you're helping them with, then you need to tap into them to encourage them to get onto those team calls, because it's much bigger than your one-on-one work with somebody. It's them realizing what they're a part of. And when people feel a part of something that's bigger than themselves, then they'll gain more confidence in the business. Does that make sense as well? So this is where there's different layers. It's not only what somebody might lack confidence in. It's not only that one-on-one attention that you can give to your team members in working out what they lack confidence in. It's also ensuring and encouraging them that they are connected to the community at large. They are listening to the calls, team calls. If they can't be on live, that they're catching the recordings. And if you notice their faces drop off, then reach out to them and make them feel special, and let them know that you're seeing the fact that they're not connected, and how can you help them. And when people feel supported and they feel encouraged, then they might just jump on that next call, which then can build their belief. When people have belief, they have confidence. And when people have confidence, they'll shoot to the rooftops. So if you've got team members that are disengaged, they're not posting, they're not doing the do, that they're not confident in something. So find out what that something is and nurture that person through that. Does this all make sense to you, what I'm sharing here? Just want to check in with some comments here. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Nicolina. Hello, Liz. Great to see you on. Dean, Competence breeds confidence. That's right. Most people have very little confidence, but when they're just starting out. Yeah, so we have to work out what is the biggest area, and usually it's within themselves initially. So how can you help them have some small wins to build up their confidence within themselves first? And I guarantee you initially that's not necessarily a customer or a team member. It's just doing the do and feeling good about it. So if you are largely trying to teach your team to build on social media through attraction marketing, it'll be putting content out there and set that realistic expectation that just because we post once or twice, or even if you post for 3 months and you don't even have a customer to speak of or a team member, that's quite normal. When you start selling something that people don't know you for. So if you join a health and wellness business and you become passionate about this new thing, but nobody in your network has ever really known you to be that passionate about health and wellness or a weight loss transformation or a gut health journey or whatever it is that you do in your business, people are sitting back and watching. And don't be fooled. People are watching you. Your next customer is already watching you. Your next team member is already watching you. But if you drop off the consistency, or your team members drop off the consistency, they're watching somebody else now who is consistent, and they'll buy something off them and they'll join their team. So it's a matter of nurturing your team members to help them build their confidence so they can build the consistency. Because what was I listening to yesterday? It was a podcast from I can't even remember what it was, but it was about, there's a lot of athletes that get to the level that they are, not necessarily because they're the most super talented person in the team. They are just the most consistent with their training, and they work on their mindset, and they turn up to training all the time, and they practice and they practice and they practice and they practice, and it's earned them, increased skill sets, and it's earned them the role on the team, and etc. So consistency will outweigh skill. There are plenty of talented people out there, including athletes, but because they're not consistent, they don't care, they don't show up, they drop out of the system, they'll never get the success that they're looking for because they're not consistent in their craft. So consistency wins. So help your team be consistent, firstly, with small little things to help them gain some confidence. And then once they gain some confidence, you work on the next thing, gain more confidence. When people have got confidence and they believe in what they're doing and they believe in themselves, they believe in the products, they believe in the company, they believe in the industry, watch them fly. So if that's not what's happening in your team, then try to work out through your line of questioning, like get deeper questions rather than just if someone says I'm busy, it's like, that's just an excuse. You've probably heard all the excuses under the sun. I've heard them too. That's not really why they're not being active in their business. There's something else. There's something that there's some kind of lack of confidence in some area. So that's your job to work out what that is and help them with it. Okay? Dean, helpful for sure. Liz, I needed to hear this. Going to talk to my team tomorrow. Well done, Liz. And it's not an interrogation. It's just checking in with your team and noticing sort of things. So if you notice, like if you go, like I'll go and check on my team's like profiles. It's like, oh, they haven't posted anything for 7 days. I wonder what's going on. I know there's a lack of confidence somewhere. So then it's my job to go and help them work out what that is and give them a bit of a plan. And it's not rocket science. Like it's not that hard. You just have to help somebody get some little wins, but keep them accountable to it. Okay. And on the back end of that, make sure you've got good systems. Like we've got a 40-day launch plan. But, somebody with confidence and belief will go ahead with the 40-day launch plan. Somebody that's not confident or has a lack of belief might do day one and then they'll drop off. So something has got in their way. And it's usually not time. It's usually some kind of fear has kicked in. Okay? So I really hope that this was helpful for you guys that have got teams to go and think about how you can help certain team members build their confidence. Because you know how it is. I'm sure, like, think of this for yourself. When you feel really good about something, when you've got, heaps of belief and you've got heaps of confidence, you'll just go and do the do. So if your team are not doing the do, what is it that you need to help build their confidence around? Okay. I hope that's helpful. So again, coaching community members, the training that I did yesterday, I gave you a 7-day posting plan that you can use over Christmas and New Year's when you're busy doing things. Like, just follow the plan, give it to your team and tell them just follow this for 7 days and then recycle it after that and just start again, do another 7 days. Like, I've given you that kind of support. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay. So this is my last live video for the week. If you're catching up on any of my trainings that I've done this week, all you need to do is go to helenmartinonline.com, and we're putting up the latest 3 trainings of mine on the front page of my website there, and I've got freebies and all sorts of things there. Okay, so I hope you have an amazing weekend. We are getting very close to Christmas, but I will still be live all next week, so I will catch you then. Bye.